My name is Trevor, and I'm the producer and host of Ambassador Radio. The album of the day belongs to conguero George Guzman from his 1968 release introducing George Guzman on the Fania record label. Easily, I would put this in my top 5 Boogaloo albums of all time. Now, why that is, it was my first Boogaloo experience, and also it features this song. Take a listen. How can you not love it?
Banana freak out, oh, banana freak out, banana, babe. Banana freak out, babe.
To understand this album, you have to understand the concept of Boogaloo. So Boogaloo came from numerous artists that were in the field of descarga or mambo. People like Tito Puente, Tito Rodriguez, Pete Rodriguez. It was a reaction, like all great musical movements, by rebellious youth. Kids that grew up, and they grew up on their parents' records, but they also grew up on soul music and funk music. Hence, why many people call Fania Records the Motown of salsa. Boogaloo is that bridge between old school popular Latin music and the 70s New York salsa boom. It's impossible to talk about Boogaloo without mentioning Joe Bataan and also people like Frankie Pagan. One of the things I like about this album is it's a nice balance between Boogaloo and salsa and really has the early framework for the salsa boom. Boogaloo, with its mixture of descarga, mambo, Latin sounds, and soul, made it truly a sound of the New York streets. It was a sound of the youth of New York. Now, does that sound familiar? That was 70s salsa. That's why an understanding of Boogaloo is so important in understanding Latin music history in New York City. And also, it has to be pointed out that Fania Records also was a huge influence on hip-hop, especially the Boogaloo movement. The history of this album begins with a simple phone call to one of the two heads of Fania Records, Jerry Mascucci, by Mr. Guzman, saying, please come out and see my band. Mascucci sends one of his people out, Harvey Avern, and he comes back going, this is out of sight. Well, there were problems. It almost didn't get made. Just as Jerry Mascucci and Johnny Pacheco said, we want to record you, he lost his lead singer due to going into the military. Then, shortly before honestly thinking he would go into the studio, he lost his lead trumpet player to another band. Like any good musician that's in a tight spot, like George found himself in, he went into overdrive, found a new vocalist, found a new trumpet player, and before the end of 1968, this album was released and is officially part of the latter Boogaloo boom. Now, you can hear this whole album on our website, ambassadorradio.org. Again, that's ambassadorradio.org. And until next time, I'll see ya on the flip side.